So,
मैं कर रहा हूँ continue.
Start.
Yeah. Hello. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's session on the topic Personality Development, organizing by Inspira Research Association. I would like to introduce today's eminent speaker, Ms. Krittika Sharda. Ma'am is a personality enhancement and soft skills trainer with a specialization in human resources. She has hosted many shows and conducted several students and faculty development programs in educational institutions. I welcome you, ma'am, on behalf of Inspira Research Association. Friends,
Thank you, sir.
It will be an interactive section, so you can ask your query in the comment box of YouTube also. So now I request Krittika ma'am to take the charge. Ma'am, please.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, and Inspira organization and everybody out there. Much gratitude on this auspicious day of Guru Purnima. We are having this session. So there is a Guru Tattva in all of us. So I really bow down before that. And welcome to today's session and gratitude for joining in with us today. So are you able to see my screen? The screen is visible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. So today we are here to discuss a really important topic, that is personality development. And I say that it is important. I'll tell you why. Why is personality so important? Because I believe that personality is not just a word that we hear anytime. It is a tool with us. And if we properly harness this tool and we are able to enhance it in a way, it becomes really useful for us. Useful not just in our personal life, but also professionally, we are able to do much better. So the topic that we would be discussing today is developing life skills through personality development. And yes, I'm Krittika Sharda and I'm a soft skills trainer, as you have already been told. And today's session, I can assure you, it is going to be fun. It will be interactive. There are going to be stories and activities I would want all of you to do. You can, of course, post your comments in the comments box. And if you have a query, you can ask me there. So let me guide you through today's session. We would be beginning by discussing about what is life skills and what is personality. And you would come to know about your self-awareness. Why is self-awareness important for us to enhance our personality? How can we actually plan to have that perfect personality, that personality we all look forward to, interacting with each other? And finally, I'll give you some techniques where you can actually put all these things into practice. And of course, as I told you, today you will get a new perspective of personality, a new vision for personality. What do we actually imply by personality, right? So before I begin, I have a question for you all. Tell me, you can comment in the comment box, what do you feel is personality according to you? Maybe you can explain in a word or two. आपको क्या लगता है personality क्या होती है आपके according? What is personality according to you? What do you feel? Whatever thought comes to your mind, whatever you feel about personality, you can go to the comment box and write your views about that. Okay, so I'm sure all of you must have written one of the answers. Maybe your answers is one of these. For you, personality means the way one looks, maybe the way one walks and talks. Is it, do you believe, the mannerisms of the people, their appearances, how they carry themselves? Sometimes you feel a person's hairstyle, their sense of style. You notice somebody's etiquettes, that is their social code of conduct. How do they conduct themselves in public? Or maybe you have answered this like it is the nature of a person. You might find somebody speaking fluently in English. So is it personality? Or do you believe that personality is a way person behaves, feels, thinks, or how they conduct themselves in a given set of circumstances. Your answers could have been one of these, or it could have been something totally different. So yes, today, as I told you, we will see a different perspective on personality. All these things and a different perspective. So before I move on to that different perspective, let me tell you a story I came across. And this, you have to relate with what I'm telling you. We'll come to it. This story, you can see this image of an old woman. So there was this old woman, and she used to love eating pan. You understand pan? That is the betel leaves. And every single day, she used to purchase betel leaves. And in those good old days, she used to get, in 1 rupee, she used to get 9 betel leaves. Sorry, 10 betel leaves in 1 rupee. So what she did, she used to consume 9 leaves every day. That is 3 she used to have in the morning, 3 she used to have in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening. And 1 leaf was always left over. She carried that leaf to the next day, and she used to consume that old leaf the new day, the next day, first thing. So everybody around her, her children, her grandchildren, everybody told her that you should not have the old stale leaf. It might harm you. But she did not listen to them. She was not able to accept that, okay, this leaf might be stale. I should do away with this leaf, and why not have a fresh leaf every day? So the story ends here. She continued having the old stale leaf. Now, can you tell me what is the relevance here, and what can we actually conclude from this story? Is it something we can relate to? Is it something that we also sometimes do? That some of the things in our lives we cannot give up. What is the thing in us that we are not able to leave the old things, and we are not able to move on, despite the fact that we know that we can get new things in life, we can have new perspectives in life, still we are just stuck on to the old things in our lives. So can you write in the comment box, what do you feel about this? What was that thing in that old lady that was stopping her from embracing a change, from having a new leaf every day? Why did she stick on to having that old leaf every single day? Can you write down in the comment box? What was it? What was it that stopped her from embracing to the change? Okay, so what was that stopped that lady from embracing to the change? It is something that also stops us from accepting new things in our life. And yes, it is our mindset. Our mindset, sometimes it prevents us from embracing a change. And what is that is required for us to embrace the change, to adapt to new things? This is called the life skills or the soft skills. We talk about the life skills and soft skills, and what is it? It is, yes, it is the mental attitude. Along with the mental attitude, it is also about your personality. It also comprises of your communication skills. So you must have noticed in your lives, there are certain people, you can count them, you can think about those people you rush to when you have some work to do, you know, you need some advice, and there are people that you go to when you need some advice. And in your life, you meet so many people, but some of the people you remember, and you like talking to them. You feel they will be able to convince you, influence you, and help you out. So what do these people have that distinguishes them to the rest of the lot? That is, we are able to remember them. We are able to contact them when we need some help. If there is a crisis situation, we know that we have to run to these people, and they'll somehow be able to sort out the problem. Well, I can tell you, these are the people who have enhanced, either through experience or through training, they have enhanced their people skills and their soft skills. What does this soft skill or the people skills comprise of? These people have excellent interaction skills. They know how to communicate with others. They know how to persuade others. They can very nicely influence them. So is it not worth it that we also enhance those skills in us? We enhance those skills so that we become successful, and probably we are the people want to interact with, people want to go to when they have a problem. We would be the people when working in a professional environment that we are able to handle all the crisis, all the stress. We are able to do that and able to do it very fluently in a very nice manner. So this is the soft skills, and researchers also show that as important like hard skills are important for you to get a job, but soft skills is actually what is needed to take you to progress in your job, to get a better job, and to do exceptionally well in your professional life as well as your personal life. So yes, the good thing here is that we can hone those soft skills, we can enhance those soft skills, and of course, we can work together to find out our true personality and know the true personality. We can then work upon the skill sets that we have. So when we're talking about personality, let me tell you, what does personality actually mean? And you must have heard it. It is derived from the Latin word persona, which means mask. In the old days, the actors used to wear masks on their faces. And today's scenario, mask has a totally different relevance. We are wearing it to protect ourselves, right? But in those days, when the theater actors used to go on the stage, they used to wear masks. And these masks used to hide their identity. And whatever role they were playing, they used to carry this mask for acting. So what is personality? It is derived from the word persona, and it refers to long-standing traits that we have. And these traits, they influence the way we think, the way we feel, and behave in a particular way. And they belong, these personalities, they are long-term, they are stable, and they do not change very easily. We have to work on them very slowly, step by step, so that we can enhance that personality and work towards a very good, bright future. So since time, a long time, a lot of theories of personality have come up. And these theories are, as you can see, they are categorized into the type theory, the trait theory, social learning, humanistic theory, and the psychoanalytical theory. We would be discussing today one of the approaches of personality, and that is the type theory of personality. In the Western culture, the Greek physician Hippocrates in 400 BC, he characterized the human behavior in 4 temperaments, and he said that the people belong, depending upon the humor present in them, they belonged to these 4 different categories. They were either choleric, you can see the characteristics, sanguine, phlegmatic, and melancholic. So if you are a choleric, you would be a person who's daring, who's very direct. You can take decisions. You are insensitive to a certain extent. On the other hand, if you are a sanguine personality, you would be more fun, enthusiastic, popular amongst people, maybe a little bit insincere and noisy person. A phlegmatic person would be kind, caring, very gentle, timid person. And a melancholic would be thinking a lot, perfectionist, accurate. So this is a very, actually, the type theory of personality is actually a very positive way of categorizing people. And it is basically based on the MBTI, that is the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. And this actually involves how you prefer to gain energy and how you gather the information, make decisions, and live your life. But this is actually the preferences of the people. This is based on the preferences of people. And I'm just emphasizing this word preference again and again. I'm saying preference is most important. Now, let me give you a demonstration of what preference means. So wherever you are sitting right now, you must be in front of your mobiles or your laptops. Wherever you are sitting, I would request you all to just sit back and fold your arms. Just fold your arms. Wherever you're sitting, I request you all to just fold your arms. Okay, you did that? Right. Now, just observe whether your right hand is on top of your left hand or your left hand is on top of your right hand. Which hand is on the top of the other one? Okay. So now I want you all to just change the direction. If your right hand is on the top, I want you all to just change it and put the left hand on the top. If your left hand was on the top, I want you all to just change. Just put the other hand on top. You did that, right? You could do it. You could do it easily, but somehow it doesn't feel very comfortable. You are a little irritated. No, I like my right hand on top of the left hand. Or you would say, no, I prefer my left hand. That is what preference is. That you can do both the things, but you prefer doing one of those things. So this is exactly what comes here. That you have both the things, but you prefer one over the other. So let's come. Now I explained to you what preference meant. Now let's come to the parameters of personality according to this framework. The very first is gaining energy. So in this, there are two reference types. The two reference types are extroversion and introversion. Now the extroverts, how do they gain the energy? The extroverts gain the energy by going all out. So you would find an extroverted person going out, meeting people, doing things and talking a lot. So yes, extroverts, you would find them extremely outgoing. So they are the extroverts. On the other hand, what would an introvert be like? An introvert would probably prefer sitting in the house, having a lot of books, reading those books, doing a lot of speculation, thinking, coming up with ideas. So this is introversion. Now, having said that, we have two ways. So introvert derives energy from being alone, reading books into the mind. They derived energy from the inside, and the extrovert, they derive energy from the outside. So as I told you, these two preference types exist inside of us. We have both the qualities. We have an extroversion as well as an introversion, but we prefer one type over the other. Now, where does this problem come? Suppose you are in a meeting and you have a couple of extroverts sitting and an introvert sitting. So what would an extrovert be doing? An extrovert, if a problem comes up, an extrovert would be doing a lot of talking. His way of solving the problem is by talking a lot, by discussing a lot. He would like to come to the solution of the problem by talking and discussing. On the other hand, the introvert would be sitting and speculating and thinking in his mind of creative ideas of how to solve the problem. So for both of them, if an extrovert is seeing an introvert, he might just think that, is this person even listening to what I'm saying? Or is this person he's not even reacting to what I'm saying? On the other hand, the introvert might be thinking that if this person stops talking, then we can actually come to the solution of the problem. So you see, this is where the problem comes. Both the things are there. Both the people, they are trying to solve the problem. The only thing is their ways are different. So nobody is wrong here. It's just that we are unable to understand one another. And therefore, a lot of conflicts happen, a lot of problems happen. So why is it important that we know the personality type? It is important because of two reasons. The first reason is that we are able to understand the other person. We are not irritated by other people. We just know that this person is of another personality type and they just see the world in a different light than we do. And also we realize a very important thing about us, that there are certain things we can do very easily and there are certain things we find a little difficult to do, so that we are able to forgive us for not being able to do certain things in the perfect manner. And we also do not excuse ourselves that we cannot do this thing. We can, of course, but we would require a little bit more effort to do that particular thing. So this was about gaining energy part. Now we move on to how the personality types gather their information. So in this category, gathering information, we have two reference types. As you can see, we have the sensing type and we have the intuitive type. What is the difference? The sensing type of personality would be seeing the things as they are. They are more on the spot. They like to see practical things. They are more accurate. They collect the data, they analyze the data. They are very practical and accurate. Whereas the intuitive type, they would be more sensing. They would be more into intuitive type will be seeing the big picture. They would be seeing the possibilities and meanings. So now I will show you a picture. A picture will come forth you and you have to see and just observe this picture. Okay, so what do you see in this picture? You can put it in the comment box, whatever you're seeing. Okay, so we are observing this picture, and I have sensing people also with me, and I have the intuitive people also with me. Now I can tell you, if you are the sensing types, you would see in this picture there are a lot of trees. We can see there are trees here. You could see there is an umbrella somewhere. You would be able to see a few pillars and so on and so forth. You would see such things here. But if you are the intuitive types, possibilities there, you are in this picture seeing an ancient lost civilization. You can see something like where the wild things are, or you can just possibly see dancing trees in this picture. The way of thinking is different when it is the intuitive type and the sensing type. So what if a sensing type is listening to an intuitive type? They would comment, oh, this person is a liar. But the fact is, both of them are seeing the same picture. They are not seeing two different pictures. They're seeing the same picture, but the way of gathering information is different. So if we have understanding of the other person also, it becomes easier. We see it from a different perspective. And why not? Why not see the bigger picture? You are able to understand the other person's perspective also. So this is about, and in such situations, we miss the other person. And a lot of confusions, conflicts arise just because we lack the understanding for the other person. Now let's move on to the third category, that is how is decision making affected by the personality of the person. Here we have two preference types. As you can see, we have a thinking type and we have a feeling type. Now how do thinking type take decisions? A thinking type will make very quick decisions. They would listen to the problems, analyze, okay, these are the pros. They would always make a list of pros and cons. You would always find the thinking type considering the pros and cons, and they would want to come to the decisions very quickly. If you go to the thinking type person for a solution, they would just listen to your problem and they would like to offer you a solution to the problem. But if you happen to know somebody with a feelings type, how do the feelings type take decisions? They take decisions by seeing whether their value system is in harmony with whatever decisions they are taking. They analyze the problem. They think about how other people will be affected by my decision. They would not very quickly take the decisions. They are going to think, okay, is my value system in sync with the decisions I'm taking? And these people are very nice to go to if you want to just pour your heart out. If you just want to go and tell about your things and you do not want a solution. Sometimes we do not want a solution. Sometimes we just want people to listen to us. So this is the feeling type of person. They will be all ears to you. They would listen to your problem and they do not offer a solution until, of course, you ask them to offer a solution. They would listen to you. They would empathize with you. They would see whether their value system is in harmony or not. And mind it, the feeling people are not judgmental or not. They do not take the decisions on the basis of emotions. It is just that they are harmonizing their value system with whatever decisions they want to come to. Right? Now, the fourth category in the personality type, it comes to judging and perceiving. How they judge things and how they perceive things. Again, there are two different things. The judging people, They make, and it is not being judgmental, they make decisions and they get on with it very quickly. They do not want to waste time pondering over maybe according to them unnecessary details. Like, I give an example. Suppose you with your friend, or a husband and a wife, they go to a restaurant for a dinner or lunch, and the husband maybe is the perceiving type and the wife maybe is the judging type. So how are they going to order the food? The wife, who is possibly the judging type, she would see the menu and say, okay, it is almost 9 and it's time for dinner and we are all hungry, so let's quickly order the food. Okay, this is what the favorite food is for us or for the kids or for the family. Let's order and get on with it very quickly. They would want to order the food and right away eat it. What would a perceiving type, if it is the husband, he would just sit, he would just look around. Okay, what are the other people having? Okay, if you are ordering Chinese, why not? Last time we ordered Chinese, let's go for a sizzler this time. People seem to be liking the sizzler. They would think about it. Let's try out certain new things. So you see, this is how the thinking type, the judging type, the perceiving type, the feeling type, they're different categories. It is just the way of thinking. And it is different. It is the way they're gathering information. It's different. And all these qualities, all these types, they beautifully amalgamate to give what we call the 16 personality types. And we have a questionnaire, and you can do that questionnaire to find out your personality type. And it very strongly tells us what kind of job you are good for, which qualities you need to be working on. And what I want to tell you by telling you there are 16 categories is that we know our personality type. What category do I belong to? And yes, there are people around me who belong to different categories. So we become more acceptable to the other person, instead of thinking that, okay, my boss is not good, they do not understand me, my family is not understanding me. We need to understand every person is unique. They have a unique set of characteristics and they differ from us in the way they think and the way they do things. So we become more accepting. So let me go to the very beginning where I told you that we have a certain preference type. We folded our arms and we saw that you put your left or right arm. It is your preference. So similarly, we see these categories and we see that we might be an extrovert, we might be an introvert, but that doesn't mean that we are good at it. If you say you are an extrovert, that means you are outgoing, you want to go out there and communicate with people. That does not mean that you are good at it. We need to work on those skills to make you a better communicator, a better presenter with better skills. So yes, of course, we can change our flaws, and also we can practice the other reference type. If I'm an extrovert, I have to also practice being an introvert. Why? Because it is already within me. And sometimes the solution, we cannot always have our way of doing things. Sometimes we see that doing the things the other's way is beneficial. So why not just practice on our skills, enhance our skills, and also try doing the other reference type does. So we know we have to continuously evolve and change for our betterment, because change is the only constant in life, right? Now, researchers have shown that almost everybody wants to change something about themselves, something or the other, maybe one little thing. Most of us, like watching the show also, you might just count on your fingers. There are certain things I wish I could do better. So what are those skills that people generally want to change about themselves? It has been found that these are some of the things, as you can see in the picture, these are some of the things that people really want to change about themselves. People want to be more emotionally stable. They want to be better communicators. They want to be mind-blowing presenters. When they speak, people should listen to them. They want to be more loving and forgiving. They want to be more understanding towards others. They would possibly want to be more active socially. I want to be outgoing. I want to be positive all the time. Yes, these are certain qualities you can change too. You can work upon some of these qualities, do certain things, and follow certain techniques to change that thing in you. So before I proceed, let me just remind you of a story or a movie. This movie, The Wizard of Oz. You might have watched. It's a very old story, and some of you might already be knowing this story. The story in this story, there is a girl, Dorothy, and she reaches this mysterious, magical land of Oz. And there, she finds three friends. One is the cowardly lion. Then she meets a tin man and a scarecrow. Now, one thing common to all of her friends was they wanted to change something about themselves. They wanted a new personality trait in them. So we can also somehow relate to it. We also want certain change. Like the Tin Man. Tin Man wanted to have a heart. He wanted to be more loving and affectionate towards other people. The Scarecrow, he said he wanted to be more intelligent. He found himself to be dumb. He said he wanted a brain. And of course, the Cowardly Lion, we know he wanted to be more courageous. What for are you a lion if you're not courageous? So all these people, they wanted to change, and they wanted to change so badly that they traversed the tedious paths, treacherous roads and hills and mountains. They just wanted to change themselves. In this story, they finally were able to change because they met a wizard. And this wizard, finally, through certain tricks and things they did, he actually changed their personalities. He could do it too. All of them, the lion got the courage, the tin man got the heart he wanted, the scarecrow got the brains he wanted. So yes, they were very happy at the end. So now, how we can relate to this story? We also want certain changes in our lives, right? Most of us do. Some of us maybe no, they don't still accept it, but okay, including me, we all want certain changes in our lives. So we do not have a wizard. You think we have a wizard? Will a wizard come along and change us? No, we will not find a wizard outside, because there is a wizard inside of us who can change. And the good news here is that people can change their personality. Yes, we can change our personality, but not overnight. By taking certain small steps, by having a very clear goal in our minds, we can change our personalities too. So what is the prerequisite? What, I need to enroll for some very expensive courses, or do I need a life coach, or what do I do for that? Okay, you can do those things, but the most important thing here is that you need a burning desire for self-improvement. And possibly where you're sitting here getting a new perspective, that desire might be in you, that yes, something or the other I might change in myself, some tips I might get so that I can actually improve myself. So the prerequisite for that is you need a burning desire for self-improvement. And then we take small steps. It is not an overnight journey that, okay, in the evening, I'm just sitting, and in the morning, at night and morning, I get up and I'm a new personality. No, it will not happen. I need to take small steps, and these steps should be aligned with my desires. And there is a very simple trick for that. The simple trick is that you fake it till you make it. Yes, the trick is fake it till you make it. Like when you're happy, you smile, we smile, or possibly we laugh. And when we are too happy, maybe we clap with joy. But if you reverse it, like I'm not feeling that happy, but if I start smiling, I listen to a joke and I start smiling. You must have heard of the laughter yoga or the laughter therapy. People go out in the gardens and they laugh without any reason. And then they actually begin to feel very happy, and you feel light after a good laugh. Just laugh for a few minutes or a few seconds and you will feel so happy. So what is it doing? It is not that feelings are followed by actions. It has also been found that actions are followed by uh, feelings also. You can change your thinking, you can change your mood instantly. If you smile, you laugh, you can change your mood. So yes, here also, let's come back to personality. Here also, you have to fake it till you make it towards your goal. Imagine the kind of person you want to be, and then start working towards that, and you might just end up being that person. Having said that, you will tell me, okay, is there a plan that you have? Of course, I have a plan. It is not so simple. It is not simple saying fake it till you make it. It is not impossible, but it is not that simple. We need a plan, and it is time to plan towards your goal. Now, the plan. What is your plan towards your goal going to be like? Three things. It has to be realistic. It has to be actionable, because only if it is actionable, we know that we can read somewhere. We are doing certain things to change our behavior. It is not just on a paper we have written it. We are actually getting into action doing it. And of course, you have to be persistent. You cannot give up the first time, the second time. You have to keep on doing it repeatedly. Let's see, how is it going to be realistic? Realistic, suppose I want to be good at, I want to be an outgoing person. I want to be more into extroversion. I want to be outgoing. I want to be a very popular person. So will I just throw a party, or I want to be a good speaker? So will I just throw a party of 1,000 people and I just start speaking? No, I will make realistic goals that, okay, within a month's time, I would be doing these things. Maybe if I want to write something, then I'll write maybe 2 short stories in this month's time. Then how will my plan be actionable? You actually start doing it. I will call 2 of my friends and speak to them, or I will write a short story and maybe narrate to some of my friends. The plans need to be actionable. They have to be, you have to be out there doing it, and do it persistently. You just cannot stop in between. Just like some of us, we would know a weight loss journey. It is not overnight. You take small steps. You are working out, you eat a certain, in a diet in a certain way, then a little ways, then again a plateau will come, and again the weight loss journey will start. So yes, you have to be persistent. You cannot. And personality enhancement takes time. It takes a little bit longer time than anything else. But of course, if your plans are realistic, if your plans are actionable, and if your plans are persistent, you can easily move ahead. So, well, I gave you a plan. I told you about a theory that you can, how you can understand your personality, how you can understand the other people's personality. But the important thing now, let's come to certain rules. Can we do it instantly? Of course, there are so many things we hear all the time. We have so many things we hear, people telling us, do this, do that. But are there certain things we can do right now, right away, starting from today, maybe starting from now? There are certain things that we start following so that we can bring about that change. So I have just brought about 10 golden rules, I feel, which are of utmost importance. And if you just note these down and start following them, it will be very beneficial for you. Let's start from the very first rule. And if you have a copy, a pencil with you, a pen with you, just note this down so that I can proceed to explain to you what you actually mean by empty your mind bin. The very first rule is empty your mind bin. As human beings, we are all blessed with the ability to understand who we truly are, what we want to contribute, and how we want to live our lives, right? We have this capacity. No other organism, no other animal has this capacity. We as human beings, we are blessed with this capacity of taking the decisions, clearing out our mind. So the first step is empty your mind bin. What does it mean? what do you have to empty out? Is there some kind of garbage inside us that we need to empty our mind bin? Yes, we have a lot of negativity within us. We meet people in our lives who tell us, maybe they knowingly or unknowingly, they have a negative impact on us. Like they tell us, don't do this. You are not good enough for doing this. Leave this. It is not your cup of tea. So what happens is that when we constantly hear these things, that you are dumb, you are not good enough, you are not capable, when we continuously hear such kind of things from people who maybe, and they can be anybody, because they do not really know our side of the story. So they may be anybody. And if they keep telling you, you're not good enough, you are dumb, you have no personality, then eventually these negativities, they become a belief. And when they become a belief, we actually surrender to them. We also start believing the same. So what is the solution? Most instantly, you just stop yourself. You shut out yourself from those negativities, and you stop paying any heed to these negative talks coming your way. Very first step, you need to clear that garbage out. You need to throw that negativity out. First step. Now what do we do? Since we believe that our minds are clear, so what do we do now? You must all be using mobile phones, laptops, and you see sometimes a message, it blinks on your screen, reinstall, right? And you know that if you don't reinstall, then the computer will not function properly. You will have all the programs running in the wrong manner, and you will not be able to function comfortably on your computer or your mobile anymore. So you have to reinstall. We do that, right? Similarly with us, we have to reinstall positivity, and it is not very difficult to be positive. A person, we envy a person with a good personality. What does that person have most of all? These people, you'll find they are the most positive people. So we have to be positive. Let's see, is there a way? Is there a technique? Are there certain steps we can follow? Of course, to start off, till you actually reach there are certain steps that you can follow. The first is clear your looking glass. What is a looking glass? It is a mirror. And if you're seeing yourself, your image in a mirror, and that mirror has dust on it, it is dirty, will you be able to see your clear picture, your clear image? No, you will not be able. So are you going to wipe your face, wash your face, put on some makeup so that you look pretty? No, you will wipe the glass, clear the glass. And clearing this glass here actually, or clearing this mirror actually means here having clarity, having the awareness, having awareness of ourselves, having awareness of our being. So what is the way? See, I gave you a theory, I gave you a perspective. Now I'll give you the technique. How will you be able to clear that glass? There is a way. Stop asking yourself, why? Why am I being punished? Why did this happen to me? Because the question why, it is making you look back into what? Your past. The question why that you ask yourself often is actually not helping you out in any way to move forward. When you ask your question why, then you are already stuck. Your head is stuck in the past. Why did I meet with the accident? I was having my exam. I was having such a nice, beautiful life. Why did I meet with this accident? Researchers have shown the people who have recovered from the most difficult cancers, they have been able to recover because they stopped asking this question, why am I the chosen one? Why did it happen to me? There's so many people around. Why did it? They stopped asking this question, why, and they started focusing on the question, what. So to clear your looking glass, to bring clarity to your life, stop asking the question why, start asking the question what can I do now to make things better? If I am not able to do this thing properly, what can I do to make things better now? The question you have to start asking yourself instead of giving up and say, why, living in the past, start asking yourself, what can I do to make things better? Because the question, what, it shows you the future. It gives you a clear planning. Your mind becomes clear. that yes, what is that I need to start practicing now? What are the steps I can take to make things better for me, right? So I think this point is clear. Let's move on to the second step of reinstalling positivity. Attitude of gratitude. Always, we as children will love to listen. If we have children, we tell our children that use the golden word, say thank you. So do we do that? No, we have stopped. We live in our egos. All we can think about is ourselves. So let's say thank you. And you might just say, oh my God, in this scenario, we're all stuck in our houses, we cannot work, we cannot do our businesses. What can I thank? What is there to be thankful? Of course, there is so much to be thankful about. Every morning that you get up, just fold your hands, look at that beautiful sun shining outside, smiling so nicely on the Mother Earth. Fold your hands and have gratitude. When you're feeling down, just look out at the nature. It is so bountiful, giving us so beautiful, so many beautiful things without even asking anything in return. Positivity will come from the nature. You will get it. Believe me, start doing it. Start saying thank you. To fold your hand, just say thank you. Look at the energies you are receiving. Say thank you to all the people you meet, all the people in your family around you who are helping you reach your goals. So there is so much to be thankful for, about we can be thankful. And yes, again, if you can't do it every day, you forget, make a journal, make a copy, take a small notebook, and every single day write down only one thing you are thankful for. Just write down one, and within 7 days you will have 7 things to be thankful. You can just look back and you will be all smiling that wow, I had 7. And maybe after a month, when things are much better, you will see even during those difficult times, I had so much I was thankful. So why should I feel negative now? If ever you're feeling down or dull, just refer to that notebook. I keep that notebook. Just note it down. Whatever is actually making you feel thankful every single day, be thankful. Attitude of gratitude fills you up with positivity. Start doing it right now. Okay, so after this word thank you and after saying that gratitude journal, the cleansing process starts. You are actually now cleansing your mind. We do cleansing of our faces, of our body. What about that mind? The mind that is controlling us. We need to control. A very simple word is saying sorry. Sorry is not a simple word. Sorry means a lot. Sorry is actually saying sorry to somebody and meaning that sorry is actually a cleansing process. So if you have people around, if you have hurt somebody intentionally, or and don't make it a one-day process, it should come to you. We have certain days when we say sorry, we pass such beautiful messages to each other saying sorry to one another. That's nice to say sorry on one day, but make it a habit. If you have done something wrong, do that sorry. As soon as you say that sorry to somebody, your mind becomes light. You feel so happy, and you will feel nothing else but positivity after you say that word sorry. So yes, clear yourself, focus on the what instead of why. Say thank you, have gratitude towards your teachers, have gratitude towards everybody around you, have gratitude, even have gratitude towards people you feel are saying bad things to you, because they are helping you evolve, right? If somebody is always demoralizing you, saying negative, say thank you for that person also, because that person is actually helping you evolve. They are testing your patience, and they are possibly showing you a way that yes, I should not be that person, I can be a better person. So say thank you to everybody. You have loads to be have you have gratitude, you can have gratitude for. And the third step for positivity, it is always good to have good friends around. You can read positive books, listen to positive lectures. If you are stuck at home, there are so many nice inspirational videos you can watch. Wherever you are feeling dull, you can do things that give you joy. Maybe a little bit of gardening, or stuck at home, females might want to do some cooking. Even the males can enjoy that. So whatever gives you joy, whenever you are stuck in a rut, you are not able to do something, you start feeling I might get negative, go do that thing that gives you joy. Cut yourself out from that and start. So this is a very simple 3-step process wherein you can empty your mind bin, and reinstall the positivity. So with this first rule that I told you about emptying your bin, the second, very important, of social interactions with people is handling people with care. Yes, handling people with care. And then you can also see another tagline, Savdhani hati, Durghatna ghati. And it is not talking about the road accident. Of course, they are equally worse. But in our lives, how can we be careful about other people? What do we do? Loads of times, somebody does something wrong. Maybe our subordinate, somebody, what do? We criticize them, we condemn them, and we make them feel that you have done the biggest mistake of your life. And this scenario, the COVID scenario, we are almost everybody is complaining about one thing or the other. So a point I want to bring out here is, while we are criticizing, we are complaining, do we realize what effect it is having on the other person? When you are criticizing them so badly, maybe in front of people, in your working environment, in your family, what exactly are we doing? Are we doing anything which is beneficial? No, exactly. We are not doing it. What we do when we criticize someone, we say harsh words to them. That person might end up feeling insulted. That person might feel humiliated by the words you said. And it might be a two-way process. Either the person might move towards having feeling of vengeance, anger, frustration, or that person, a weak person who is not exposed to positivity, maybe that person might get into a depression. So see how important our words are and how important it is to empathize with other people. So what do? When you find somebody, if you feel they are wrong, then you can motivate them to do better. Say softer words to them instead of condemning and shouting on them or saying bad, criticizing them openly. We can actually motivate them to do better in life, to do better. And as soon, and see, it is a cycle. If we are complaining too much, we are criticizing, it is all going to come back. So what do? We empathize with the other person. We try to see ourselves. Possibility is there. If you start seeing yourself in the other person's position, you might feel that, oh my God, even I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same mistake. So what do we see? What do we learn from this? Then criticizing, complaining, condemning other people is of no use. If you have that strong feeling, that strong urge that I want to change something, change it within you. If you look into yourself, you will find so many things you need improvement upon. So instead of blaming onto the others, empathize with them. See yourself in their position. What you have done? Possibilities you would have also been stuck doing the same mistakes. So it is very easy to complain, but it takes a person of a big heart to be forgiving. So let's be more forgiving. Let's be more empathizing with the other person. Instead of condemning people, let's try to understand them. Let's try to figure out what they do and why they do. Life will be much easier. Our social skills, our interpersonal relationships will definitely improve. So be it your parents, be it your children, be it the employees of your organization, be it your superior, let's apply this rule universally with everybody, right? Now, rule number 3, it is acceptance. We move on to the next. If after we stopped criticizing, let's begin to accept the other person. We are all born unique. You might be having friends or people around you with similar choices, certain similarities, but every person is unique. They have their own traits. Remember, we just did one of the personality approaches and we saw that with certain combinations, we have different personality types. So we need to begin accepting other people because everybody is unique and every person comes with a lot of things, a lot of good qualities in them. And God has created everybody differently. We are all unique. So what do? We begin to appreciate other people. Start using words of appreciation for the other people. So now, when I say appreciate other people, that means looking into the good side of other people. So does it mean we resort to flattery? क्या हमें चापलूसी करनी है, हमें उनकी चमचा, उसको फ्लैटरी बोलते हैं, वो एक चीप अप्रिसिएशन है. तो चीप अप्रिसिएशन या फ्लैटरी, this is never appreciated. The person who, अगर आप उनको फ्लैटरी कर रहे हैं, आप उनको चापलूसी, वो समझ जाएंगे. They will, अगर if they are intelligent people and they will understand instantly that you are lying to them. We do not have to resort to flattery to impress other people. We do not. We just, if flattery is coming to your mind, saying good things about just to get your, no, we are not. We have more values than that. So what is the way out? How do I appreciate the other person? Well, for a change, stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about the other person. And if we actually begin to think about the other people, we will find so many qualities about that person that you can actually begin to appreciate them. Because and it is not with just you or me or with one person. It is universal trait that maximum time people are thinking about themselves, about what I can do, what I have good in my life, or what is going wrong in my life. We stop thinking about the other people. So it is high time. Let's stop thinking about ourselves and think about the other person. Now, when you sit and invest time in the other person, you will find things. Suppose I have a friend and I want to compliment her. So saying, okay, she is a good professional, she's a good speaker, she's a very nice mother, that is, you can say to anybody. But if there is certain quality, I sit that despite the odds in your life, you were able to do so much, you were doing so well. You have certain qualities, if I can bring about that person, which is particularly for that, then the person will actually feel happy. So this is what is very important for human relations. Accept the other person, accept the other person's qualities. Here I have a real story I would like to share with you all. This is a real life story of late actor Saeed Jaffrey. Well, Saeed Jaffrey, we all know he was a very famous actor. And before he died, he wrote his story. And in that he told us that at a very young age, he got married to this girl, Mehrunisa. And after he became an actor, he was heavily influenced by the British culture, the Western culture. And his wife was a very docile, homely girl. She used to take care of the family. She was very good at cooking. But Saeed Jaffrey, he was not happy with that. He could not accept her. He wanted a more westernized female. He wanted to change her. He wanted a female who would be more westernized and doing into the social things. So finally what happened is he left her. And because he wanted he had a different version of a wife in his mind. He did not want a homely. Okay, so years later, he got married again. She moved on. His wife, Mehrunisa, she changed her name. She became Madhur Jaffrey, and she became the number one. She has her own number one cook. She was invited for Indian cookery, and introduced at James Beard Foundation's Cookbook Hall of Fame. And he was having his book in his hand, her book in his hand, and he was all tears. That all these years, I was not able to accept the unique qualities of my wife. And of course, he went back to her, but she did not accept him, and nor did she reject him. Her children also rejected him. He said, you did not accept our mother. The qualities she had, he was looking for something else. And Saeed Jaffrey wrote in his book that, in his story, that the only regret he has in his last days is that he could not see the qualities in his wife. He could not accept those qualities. He did not see the qualities. So this is a very poignant story. And I'm telling you this because it happens in our lives. You're not able to accept people the way they are. We have to see that they too have beautiful qualities, which might be poles apart from them. That is what makes them unique, right? So we have to begin, we have to start accepting other people, see the positive side. As much as we are full of ourselves, our qualities, we have to begin seeing the positive side of the other people as well. So this brings me to the next rule. Actions speak louder than words. And you must have heard it, of course. But why am I reminding you this at this point? Because you must have heard that we do not remember the way what people did for us, but we always remember what is the way the people made us feel. How did we feel in somebody's company? Were we happy or were we sad in that person's company? And having said that, since we are discussing personality, body language is also very important. So it is our actions, it is our behavior, that is what is showing us whether we are a confident person, whether we are. So yes, of course there are things when we go to a certain, in a social gathering, we know we have to dress up a certain way, we have to talk a certain way, we have to do those things to bring out a quality. But one very important thing here is that while you are meeting someone, you have to greet them, and not just greet them with 2 or 3 simple words. We have to greet them with a big smile, a smile that comes from our heart. And when you are actually looking at somebody and smiling and talking to them, they feel that they are welcome. You might ask me that nowadays we are not meeting anybody. We are sitting here, we are talking over the mobile, we are talking over the laptop. In fact, it is even more important now. Forget the camera, forget talking over the video. Even if you receive your telephone call and you are feeling dull, that voice, your tone of your voice will instantly tell the other person that you are not happy. So if you receive the phone with a jest in your voice, enthusiasm, a smile on your face, that will very quickly be radiated through the phone. So of course it is important. The actions are important aspect of our personality. So wherever you're sitting, if you just sit up straight and feel open and your arms, you'll feel that instant lift. And on the other hand, if you just lie down slouching, you will not make a very presentable figure. So we know these things are there in our subconscious mind, and we don't have to actually just get obsessed with them. They come very naturally. If you're actually listening to somebody, you don't have to show by nodding or smiling that you are listening to them or saying something in return. If you are listening to somebody, it will come across. What you need is just pull up your actions and just be out there with a smile, enthusiasm, greet people with a smiling face. So actions will speak louder than words. And yeah, dressing, all these things are there. You can say it can come in your grooming, the way you make your hair, the way you dress up. It's all a part of your personality, but it comes under grooming. If you're well groomed, you will be hygienic, you will wash clothes. So these things we know. But more important than that is how you're making the other person feel. Grooming is important, it is there in your personality, but how you are making the other person feel is even more important. So let me give you an example here now. In these times when people are falling ill around, and if there is a doctor who is working day and night to help the corona patients recover, so is it important that we start noticing what are kind of clothes that doctor is wearing? Is it important? Is it really important if the doctor is carrying himself properly or not, is good looking or not? No. What matters here is what the doctor is doing for the patient, and nothing can mar that, nothing can hide that fact. So what you are doing for the people, what you are making, how you're making them feel, that is what is most important. So all the things fade to the background, all the things, we do not have to focus or just obsess too much with our hair, with our makeup, nothing. What you are actually doing, your actions are speaking much louder than your words. With this, I move on to the next good quality of a person with good personality. You want to be a good speaker, right? You want to be good at your communication skills, but for that, you have to be a very good listener. 60% of the times in communication, we are listening, but we are able to retain only 25% of what we are listening to. Why? Because our mind goes from one place to another. We do not actually focus. And when we are talking about ourselves, we are doing all the talking. But when the other person is talking, we are not listening. We're not paying attention. So this is one thing we have to change, and we can change. When the other person is doing the talking, we have to be attentive. Remember small things about the people. Remember their names. Name is the most beautiful sound a person would like to remember about them. If you can recall the person's name, if they have told you any story about them, you should be able to recall that. So if you are a good listener, you will be able to hear all the positivity, as well as you would learn so much. Knowing a person is like reading 100 books, because every person, as I said, comes with their own unique qualities. So if you are a good listener, you will be able to understand better the people, and then of course with that you will be able to communicate very well. If I know some things about you and I can give those things back to you, that of course I remember your name, I know where you come from. These qualities, they really do matter, and in having a good personality, this will be of utmost importance, that you are a good listener. Okay, actions we did, speak louder than words, we did that. It is important to be listening to others. Now we come to a very interesting rule, and that is, let the child component in you live. This is, and you can see this really funny image. You can see Obama, never lose the kid in you, and he's having fun. So what happens in our lives is, can you remember the time when you were a little child, you were fearless, you wanted to just run around, not bothering whether you fell down or what somebody's going to say. Life was fun, isn't it? We were we were funny, we were creative, we were always asking questions. What happens as we grow up? We get into the grind of the world, meeting the demands, meeting our own demands, meeting the demands of others, reaching to a certain level we wanted to do, and we eventually lose that child component. How wonderful it would be if we can let the child live. We are talking about personality all the time, but that is the most beautiful part of our personality, the child that is within us. And that child is funny, the child is fun, full of positivity, the child has no negativity, no barriers. So if we can let that child component, and we can be funny, not be serious at all times. We don't have to be serious, crack a joke or something. If you can increase your sense of humor. How can you increase? What is sense of humor? Sense of humor is when we can laugh without make others laugh. We can laugh, make others laugh without hurting somebody's sentiments, without hurting anybody's feelings. That is humor. See, if there's a room full of people, or the people are sitting, and you crack a joke on somebody and that person feels humiliated, that is not going to be a humor. That is something negative. So what is the way of being humorous but also not hurting the other person? Well, if you have the capability of laughing on yourself, maybe make a fool of yourself sometimes and let the others laugh. Who are you harming? Nobody. In fact, everybody is laughing. You're bringing a smile on the other person's face. When we see different personality types, we see humor somewhere not even mentioned. But having a good personality, you'll always remember the person who made you laugh and laugh. And if you were crying, that person made you laugh. Nothing like it. So a very interesting, and you can just pep up your personality just like that. If you can add that little bit of humor, that fun element in your talks, in your personality. And easy way to do that, crack a joke on yourself. Maybe make a fool of yourself sometimes, doesn't matter. You can show your real wit. Being humorous, it is not an easy thing. You need intelligence, you need wit. And why does a joke make others laugh and lift them up? Why do we have so many comedy shows running violent? Why do people even watch them? It is because the shows are making people laugh. And what is it about a joke that excites us? The joke always have an excitement, secrecy, a mystery to them, a surprise element. When you're cracking a joke, a person is not even expecting that is how it is going to end. So it makes them laugh, it makes them smile. And when you are laughing and you're smiling, the happy hormones, we call them the endorphins, they are released. And you can be left with nothing but happiness. So I'm emphasizing on this point again, and don't let the child component in you die. Revive it. How to revive it? If you had a long lost hobby, if you wanted to maybe dance, you wanted to learn to play the drums, you wanted to play the guitar, or any other hobby that you had in your childhood days, why not start off? It doesn't matter whether you are 17-year-old or you are 70-year-old. You can revive that hobby, you can make life fun, go back to the things you wanted to do as a child. That is the real personality, that will bring out the real happiness inside of you. Follow, in the pursuit of what you really wanted to do. With that, we come to a very interesting part again, breaking out of the comfort zone. Yes, we say a lot of things. Okay, I told you so many things that you need to do, but you might say, I don't have the time. Well, then everybody has 24 hours. Then the people who are excelling in their lives, who are doing so well, do they have some more hours? Do they they live on another planet and they are, instead of 24 hours, they are getting maybe 72 hours? No, they are not. People who are accomplishing things out there are actually working it out. If I want to lose weight and if I get up at 6, I say, oh, I get up at 6 and I have so much of housework to do. Okay, I have to start getting up at 5 then. I have to take out time. I need to get out of that comfort zone to reach, if I want to reach somewhere. So it goes universally for everybody. You want to reach out somewhere, you want to do something better in your life, you want to have certain accomplishments in your life, you need to break out of that comfort zone. So how can you do that? You can do that by switching up your routine. Take a baby step, take small steps. I'm not saying just bring a drastic change. A drastic change will maybe you will physically suffer. Take small steps. You do meditation every day. Start with yoga. Start with 2 rounds, 4 rounds of walking around in the garden. Start with small steps like you do for a weight loss journey. Do small things to break out your comfort zone. Try something new, a new hobby, get creative, do certain interesting things, and then try. Another important aspect is breaking out of your comfort zone is like moving towards your fears. You must have watched you for entertainment, you watch a lot of movies. Why not have certain learnings from movies like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara? What did you see in that? The people there, the friends over there, they tried to do new things. They feared going into the water. They jumped right into the water. They feared skydiving. They got right into that. What was that? Breaking out of movies also have, along with entertainment, they also have so much to teach us. And if you enjoy watching movies, why not learn a few things from them? So what was that movie teaching us? It was telling us to break out of your comfort zone, try something new, try to be creative, and doing this, you will lead towards a more confident person and an enhanced person. So the next tool is be confident. To give, this is the very first, and you will say that why did I bring it to the 8th point? Be confident. A good personality means being confident. So all these things you can say be confident was just following it. All these things you need for preparation, and for confidence you need just one thing. This one rule is there. If you want to be confident doing anything, like when you started driving a car, how did you become confident driving a car? You practiced. What else did you do? You practiced. You went on the road, you practiced, and that did nothing else. I can't learn swimming by reading the manual of swimming. I have to go out there and do it. So confidence will not just come anywhere. I cannot just say I want to give a long speech and be there and start praying. Okay, yes, I'm confident. I'm within the next 10, 15 seconds, when I'm at loss of words, I'll be just standing there. And then I'll feel like a total failure. Confidence does not come just by saying that you're confident. You need a lot of perspiration and a lot of practice for coming to being that state of being confident. So being confident requires a lot of practice, some more practice, and again some practice. So if you want to be confident at doing something, you need to be practicing whatever you want to be confident at and not be boggled down. Okay, another thing that we see here, and I initially also I told you, and I'm putting it as a rule again. I have, especially in these world, when emotional intelligence, we are seeing it's going down the drains, and intelligence, people are becoming more intelligent. A child now knows how to operate the computer, but at the same time, emotional intelligence is decreasing. We are not even aware of our own awareness is gone. We are not aware of ourselves. We are not aware about the other people. We say things, we hurt them, and then we feel what has gone wrong. So we have to begin with that realization, with the thing I told you in the beginning, that become self-aware. Now, when you are self-aware, and if you are wrong, again emphasizing, admit it. And when you admit that you are wrong, it gives you immense happiness and a very clear heart to what you are doing. And the other person also feels good about it, that you have the courage, you have the strength. It is not easy. So for admitting that you are, most of the times we get at the defensive, that no, I'm right, and we begin to defend. Why not just come out with it and say that something is wrong and I would improve on it, and admit that you are wrong, right? Okay, with this we come to the next rule, and that is discover your uniqueness. Everybody, as we said, accept the uniqueness of the other person. You have to discover that you are unique. You are a unique person. Like, for example, a rose plant. A rose plant, even if you cut it through the stem, a rose flower will blossom. So in the similar way, we all are unique personalities. All the things that we just discussed about how to enhance your personality, whatever, what is most important here is that you need to discover your uniqueness, that you have certain things unique about you. Go for your true calling, realize what is most important for you, and that will lead you towards self-guidance. Then you will exactly know how you want to be, what you want to do, and go for these things. These are the 10 rules. And I promised you in the beginning that I will give you a technique. My challenge today, begin with this activity, and you can ask, how will it help you? You can do the buddy technique, that note down, make a list of things that you want to change right away, small little things you want to do. So who is going to check? Whenever we have somebody to check us, to tell us that you are not doing it correctly or you are doing something wrong, then we are even more alert about doing it. So if you have a friend, your spouse, your senior, just make a list of things and make target dates, that I want to do this by this date, and then state whatever is happening, changing in your life, and ask the other person, maybe over a weekly, make a weekly planner, and then ask your buddy, your friend, to tell you whatever you are doing wrong. Ask them, are you seeing certain changes in me? Did you observe? Tell the things that you have done, and take a positive or a negative. Take it in your stride and work on that. So my challenge for you today is that immediately make a list of the things you would like to change about yourself. And I'm sure we'll be meeting again, and then you can discuss whatever changes you brought about in yourself. The 10 points that I mentioned are a very brief summary of all the things that you might want to change, and it might lead you towards having a better, a good personality. And I'm sure they will help you, and you must have enjoyed this session, and I'm sure you enjoyed this session. But also, they do not make this personality enhancement thing a burden. Make it fun. As you move on this journey of transformation, enjoy this process, have fun as you move along, because as it is said that you cannot get everything at once. You get small little victories. Make a victory whenever you are victorious. You have small little victories, share it with your friends. Sharing them, not only you will feel good about it that you are sharing a victory, you are going to inspire and encourage so many other people. So enjoy this journey of transformation. and change your personality, enhance. And you can write in the comment section also if you find that you have changed yourself to a certain extent. And well, that is some artificial applause I had added because I cannot hear, but I'm sure all of you are clapping. With this, I would like to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who has joined in. Thank you for Inspira organization for this opportunity of on this beautiful auspicious day of Guru Purnima, coming out here, presenting this. And I'm sure a lot of you are enjoying this session, and you would definitely improve. And I would be waiting for your feedback.